Here and welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create the Suburban Cottage. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is Real Thomas TV1. So there also will be a link in the description to the online gallery if that's an easier way for you to download this build. And yeah, so this build here is kind of just a reason to use the new orange siding that we got in an update not too long ago, because I've seen it and it's kind of like not really a colour I would tend to go for, and I really just wanted to do a build where I could just try out that siding and see what it looked like. So really that's all this build is for, but I'm still really happy how this build turned out as well. So it has 2 bedrooms I believe, and also just 1 bathroom, and I did this like on the 9th of March it was, so that's like more than a week ago from when I'm doing this voiceover. It's currently the 17th. Now this is probably going up a few days after the 17th, but I've kind of got a lot of things going on at the minute, so I'm not really too sure when it's going up, so I'm just getting the voiceover done. So if I need to upload it, you know, before I kind of thought it would be, then it's all ready to go. And yeah, so this is on a 30 by 20 lot, and I don't know which one. This is like to the right of the pancakes house, I think. So I've been actually building a lot in Willow Creek recently, and I've also got another build coming up which I just built on the other side of the pancakes house on one of the smaller lots. So there's a few builds coming up, well I mean like normal. So this is the back porch area, and I kind of just did this little lattice thing. Sometimes I do that instead of just putting another roof in, and it's also kind of nice when you're sitting there as well, because of the light coming through. And I also used to put those plants on top of it as well, and that it's just the base game one. It's called like a low-lying yellow flower plant or something, or palm plant or something. I use it kind of all the time to start off the base of my landscaping, but also I used to do it on top of there as well, because it actually used to clip to it. But for some reason, ever since a recent update, it's really hard to put things up on top of those like lattice porchway things without having to use the 9 key to raise it up. I don't know. Anyway, so we're just working on getting the window placement in and stuff. So as you can see, we went with the orange, and I kind of just used some of the creamy coloured siding as like another colour, and also as well added a third colour. I just used a brick colour there, and I think that's actually the one from Get Famous, is it? I think it is. I can't actually remember, but because it's kind of small on my screen, I can't really even tell what it looks like, but I'm pretty sure it is the Get Famous brick, because I actually really love using that one, and I probably use it a little bit too much, but it is just a really nice colour swatch. And yeah, so we're just going around now kind of finishing up the exterior shape. Now this build didn't take me that long at all really. I think probably around like 30 minutes ish, maybe 30 to 40 minutes around there. So I kind of left as much in as I could without the video getting too long, because sometimes if a build doesn't take me that long, I will just like to sort of, you know, include more things than normal, such as the floor plan, which I normally cut out because it is one of those things that sometimes takes a little bit of time. But I do actually think I did still take it out on this build, or I might just show you a little bit of it, I can't really remember. But yeah, you can also see as well that we do have a little garage area there as well. Nothing too, you know, extravagant or anything, and that is a bedroom, I believe, inside there. Now normally if it's a garage that is separate to the actual house, I'll make that into the gym, but if it's just a small house where the garage is just connected to it, then I will just kind of make that into the living room, the kitchen, whatever it kind of works out to be. And yeah, so we're just going around now kind of starting the landscaping. There wasn't like as much space there where the garage is, so I didn't really do much there, and there's just like minimal landscaping in the front bit. Now since it is, you know, a smaller lot as well, I couldn't really do as much as I normally do for landscaping, but I still went ahead and put a little fountain in here. I do really love putting those in, because sometimes if you have like a bigger grass area to fill, then just using like a fountain like that, and kind of making it a little bit of like a odd shape, I guess you could call it, to make it look a little bit more natural. It's kind of a good space filler than just kind of putting another bunch of flowers there or something. So for the backyard area, it is mostly paved. Sometimes I leave a grass area, but since it isn't really that much space there to begin with, I kind of just mostly kept it all with that like gravelly stuff that I use on the train paint, and then just a little bit of landscaping going around the edge. And for the colour scheme of the landscaping, I did include a little bit of orange from that, it's called like the molten lava, or like the volcano plant or something, that little orange one that I used. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's something along those lines, because that, I think that's only one of the orange colour swatched items that we've got in game, I think, for landscaping flowers. I can't exactly remember, but I don't really use orange that much anyway in my landscaping, so it was nice to kind of really switch things up today, because I'm not using you know, the normal kind of wall coverings and stuff that I use, and also I switched up the landscaping a little bit too. And also as well, you can see I'm using a combination of the base game sort of hedges for the fence, and also the ones from Strangerville, I think that is, because I wanted to go ahead and use those because they kind of just worked nicely with this build. I should have probably used them on the porchway as well, but you know what, it's alright having two different fences, I suppose. And yeah, so we're also going around doing a little bit of ivy. Now, I don't know if I included all of that. I might have took it out because sometimes once I've done ivy, I'll look back at the builds and I'll be like, it just looks way too much, because sometimes I find it hard to get the right balance of ivy, and sometimes it's too much, sometimes it's too little. And even sometimes, depending on what colours you're using on the build, it doesn't really fit that well. So I might have took it out, I can't really remember, but I did go ahead and try to put some in there. I've also got a little portrait here too, and I think I just kept it minimally, I can't speak, decorated there. I don't really like to overclutter portraits anymore, I don't really know why. It just, sometimes I overclutter it way too much because it looks like, it just looks weird sometimes to leave it blank, but then sometimes you put way too much on it that you can't even, it's not even functional because it's got too much stuff on it. So it's a little bit more simpler today. So we're just going around now and kind of just sorting out the wall coverings and flooring and stuff in the interior. Now you can see that I don't think it actually shows you the floor plan, but you can kind of see how it's a very simple sort of shape today. Now I have actually mentioned this a few times in the last couple of builds, if you would be interested in seeing a floor planning tutorial, because I do get a lot of questions about that, and I think it might be useful to maybe kind of just make a video where if somebody asks me like a written comment or something about, you know, how do I do this, how do I do that regarding floor planning, then I can just refer them back to that video. Similar to what I did with the landscaping tutorial, because I got a lot of questions regarding how I do landscaping, and now it's really easy because instead of kind of explaining it in written words, which sometimes isn't always as good as showing people it, I can just refer them back to the landscaping tutorial. But you know, saying that, I did notice that there is quite a lot of floor planning tutorials up on YouTube, so I'm not too sure if I should do that or not, because it's going to be a similar thing that I'm going to be saying, but compared to other videos, I don't know, I'll just have to think about it a little bit more. And yeah, so regarding the floor plan of this build, as you can see, it is pretty simple. We've kind of got this big area here, which is kind of the living room area, and then we've got the room at the back, which is the kitchen and dining room. Now, it's just a very small dining room. Well, it's not, it's just in the kitchen, really. It's just like a kitchen table, because, you know, it is a pretty small build, so I couldn't really do a separate dining room. I was actually going to put it out in this main area here, but I also wanted to go ahead and put like a little study area there because there isn't really room for a separate study room, so I wanted to make sure I got that there. And then with like the back door and the bookshelf there, as you can see, there wasn't really the space for it, so I thought, you know what, instead of just making the kitchen oversized, which I always tend to do, because really you only need like the stove, the fridge, a sink, and at least like one counter space, and I always have way more than that, so I kind of just made the kitchen a little bit smaller. I mean, it is still a pretty decent size, as you can see, but it also meant I could put the kitchen table in there as well, which worked out nice. So did I go ahead and put an, yeah, I think I did go ahead and put that island counter there, which is pretty small, to be honest. It's, you know, there was really no point. I could have made a bigger table, but I do like to put island counters in because also as well, they are good if you have like a very blank space in the middle of the room. Putting island cameras in always is good for that because it kind of fills up the space nicely. So I'm just putting a few appliances down. I didn't really go too over the top with it. And I've also noticed as well that I never put dishwashers in my kitchens. I don't know why it is. Actually, and maybe because I don't actually have one in real life, and I've never actually had one in my life either, so that's probably why I don't kind of remember to put them in my Sims builds. That's probably why. But do you use them in game and stuff? Because I sometimes don't. I just kind of get my Sims to manually wash them by just like clicking on the cleanup interaction thing. But, you know, saying that again, I don't really play the game that often, to be honest, because as you probably know, since all I really do is build, so I don't really play the game that often to begin with. So this is one of the bedrooms here. Like I said, there is two. This is kind of purpley themed one, which I've just, I don't know why, but since Seasons, because I've got all those nice coloured purple swatched items, as you can see, the bed and the painting, and then also the darker woods from Seasons as well, and all those items work really well together. I kind of just got really obsessed with using purple in builds, like way too much, and then I kind of realised that I am doing a little bit too much, and I kind of stopped, but it's kind of starting to come back again. And I don't know if it'll be this week or next week, but I actually worked on a build that is kind of focused a little bit more around purple than just a bedroom. So that might be coming up next week, I'm not too sure, but I'm so happy how it turned out. So I think that'll probably be next week, if I'm not mistaken. Because I do also have another collab coming up as well. I'm kind of a little bit ahead with collabs at the minute. Like, I do none for like 5 months, and then I've got like 5 of them lined up, waiting to go up. But yeah, so this is another one of the bedrooms here. That's a green themed one, just to kind of switch it up a little bit, and you know, just from having neutral colours everywhere, I feel like it's nice sometimes to make the bedrooms a little bit more colourful, so that's what I did there. And I think actually both the bedrooms have their own fireplace, which is nice, and that kind of adds a little bit more of a luxurious feel. I was going to give one of the bathroom, the bathroom that's there, I was going to connect it to the purple bedroom, but I was kind of thinking, well, there's only one bathroom in this entire house, I can't really do that, so I just tried to make the bathroom like a shared one, but I'm still really happy how it turned out. So now we're just going around doing the finishing touches on the exterior, like doing a little bit more landscaping in the back, and also going ahead and just doing the furniture and the outdoor activities and stuff, and then we'll be heading on to the screenshots. So I really hope you enjoyed today's speed build. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of it. If you have any more suggestions for builds or anything else you want to see next on the channel, that'll be really helpful to hear. Leave a like, share and subscribe if you haven't, and you can go ahead and download this from the gallery. My origin ID is Real Thomas TV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!